In October of 2017, I spent $299 on a ticket to the Southeast Community Owners Conference, aka SECO, in Atlanta, Georgia. $299 back then really hurt my pocketbook. I had just moved into our double wide at La Costa Mobile Home Park, and I was barely 3 months into being full-time in the business, paying myself next to nothing, and sleeping on a blow-up mattress. That painful investment fueled me to take full advantage of the event, fiercely meeting everyone possible to make every dollar that I couldn't afford count. After several hours of awkwardness, feeling like mostly superficial conversations ending in business card exchanges was getting me nowhere, I finally started to hit a bit of a groove. Eventually, I met every single vendor, speaker, and really anyone that would give me any time. I exchanged business cards, tracked their contact information, and even wrote notes on each person. Eventually, my efforts landed me an invitation to a dinner party with Clayton Homes, the 21st Century Cash Program, an insurance agent, and some of the biggest brokers in the business. Literally a few days after SECO and that crucial dinner, those brokers reached out to me with a pocket listing right in our backyard. Well, that deal didn't work out, and we were bummed. Again, thinking maybe I wasted my money, not but a few months later. Another broker I had met brought me another pocket listing also in our backyard. And we barely lost that one in a bidding war, but that broker and I eventually transacted a couple years later. And then Ian and I were invited onto a mastermind group, which eventually faded away, but gave us the idea to create and run with our own Facebook mastermind group. It turns out the memories formed and relationships that blossomed from that first SECO in 2017 became priceless. I went from a limited network to a more geographically specific and robust network of vendors, owners, brokers, lenders, and fellow newcomers to the industry. We've hired vendors, transacted with lenders, connected good people, and built social capital from those relationships. But arguably, most importantly, we found deals. As of this recording, we just signed a contract on a property brought to us off market by a relationship we created at that SECO in 2017. And if we execute on the business plan with nothing major occurring, this property will eventually be worth around $299,000 in equity for me alone. While I admit the title of this mid-month wisdom is designed to grab your attention, the truth is it's actually undershooting the value of that conference. Sure, this one deal has the potential to 1,000x my $299 investment, but what about all the other relationships and deals I am not including in this episode that came from that first SECO? Really, that $299 went so much farther than that. But it's more than just SECO. My friend recently told me that he spent $20,000 on a conference where he ended up meeting an investor that accounts for $600,000 in one of his funds. That makes $299 seem like a no-brainer. And that's the magic of conferences. Those face-to-face introductions eventually blossom into fruitful relationships, of course, if you stay in touch. Sadly, with COVID, now all the conferences like MHI and Seco have either been moved to an online platform or outright canceled. I am just not convinced an online platform will capture the magic of chance encounters or drinks after the event like an in-person event will have. I am also just not loving the argument that the overall cost is less and that I don't have to book a hotel, travel, eat out, and invest days away from my business to attend a conference. So yes, while I likely spent way more than $299 that first year and closer to $1,000 each subsequent Seco, not to mention losing several days of work in the process, yes, I do agree that the overall dollar and time figures will be less, but call me old school. I like and see value in face-to-face time. I am just having my doubts that the platform will be user-friendly enough to avoid any major issues connecting. While I do have major concerns about conferences going online, I will also be the first to tell you that I have already bought my tickets. Both Ian and I will be there. But why? Look, any smart business owner knows you have to change with the times. Any news reader knows there's a strong likelihood that COVID won't go away anytime soon and that we face a new normal. And savvy, competitive people that want to grow their business know the value of networking. Yes, I have serious doubts, but you won't catch me, a competitor, sitting on the sidelines. I'll be in the thick of it, feverishly meeting everyone I can, and yes, likely grinding my teeth trying to keep my cool through the inevitable technical difficulties. I refuse to die because of an unwillingness to change. And if I'm wrong, and it proves a waste, I'm out only $299. But if I'm right, I could meet the next person that'll add $299,000 to my net worth. Do what you want, but to me, that's a complete no-brainer. I'll put the link to the Seco event in the show notes. We'll see you all there.